I mean, you have to work through your mistakes. It's really important that young kids today not get frustrated, because one of the things that kids do is they start off drawing, but at a certain point they become very frustrated with the drawing. Maybe they're trying to make it look like something and they become discouraged. So it's important to work through that frustration and continue to draw. It's kind of like a little hump in the road. And I was very disciplined, ridiculously disciplined in that respect. I think of all my mistakes as being good things. I look at them as positive things. Because when I make a mistake, I tend not to make it again. So I hope that makes sense. I was a comic book geek when I was a kid. We used to ride our bikes up to 7-Eleven, and we used to get the latest superhero Slurpee cup. I collected comics. I still have many of the comics that I had when I was a kid to this day. Some of the early strips that I really liked a lot were Peanuts, Charles Schultz, Charlie Brown, and Snoopy. I love that world because there were no adults in that world. It was completely populated by children. They kind of made up their own rules. And as a kid, I really appreciated that, because in reality, we can't make up our own rules. We're surrounded by adults and teachers and so forth. So, but yeah, I collected comics. I still buy original comic book artwork online and at auctions. So I was and still am a proud comic book geek to this day. Yes, I grew up in a very artistic family. There are probably 9 or 10 working visual artists in my immediate and extended family, all very gifted and studied painters and illustrators. And now we have young nieces and nephews who are aspiring filmmakers and writers and musicians. So it's been great, and it always has been great. And it having art is great because it allows you to have the freedom to express yourself and escape into that piece of paper. There's a great deal of control you have. And as a kid, when you don't have a lot of control, it's pretty substantial to be able to have that kind of control on a piece of paper. Laughter is extremely important because it is the direct opposite of, say, crying. Because when you're uncontrolled, you're not in control when you're crying. Your emotions have got the best of you. Same thing with laughter. So they're two extremes, but they're both really good for you, because when you're emoting, when you're feeling, it's good for your brain to get that stuff out. So laughter is, if you find yourself, it's difficult to cry at times, then I try to bring out that laughter, and I think it has sometimes the same effect on spirit.